Good evening and welcome to Crime Must Fall Show. This comes a night where we're having a pandemic in Kenya, and besides that, the Presbyterian Church of East Africa is mourning its Secretary General, Reverend Kariuki Kania, who passed on. At the same time, the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya, whom Reverend Kania was a patron, is mourning the same person. Tonight, we do a special edition focusing on the life of a man of God who dedicated his time towards seeing that crime does not prevail in the society. He had different approaches which really impressed many, and that's why we bring to you this special edition looking into it and also assuring all and sundry that his mission and his focus and his desires will move on. On 25th of January this year, the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya installed Reverend Kariuki Kania as its patron. He took the role and he began showing the way, and even for the past 2 months, the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya, in conjunction with CAC TV, which is under the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, has been running Crime Must Fall Show. As the show began, Reverend Kariuki Kania gave his time towards giving guidance, and every moment he was here to show the way forward, because to him, he believed that apart from feeding congregants with the word of God, he was a practical man. He had different approaches, unique approaches that attracted even the non-believers of Christ. Let's have a brief introduction of what happened on that day as the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya installed him as a patron.
So thank you so much. It's my joy to salute you. Again, it's starting early evening, not really afternoon. And Mr. Chan, Mr. Mugambi, the chair PCAK, and all the members of this great organization, of the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya. All of you, the guest of honor is not with us, but he was with us. It's my great joy to salute you today. It's a very humbling moment to take a role of service, because we are meant and created for service, and God didn't create us for possessions. Mother Teresa, the great reader who passed on, said, and I read for her literatures, that we are not called for possessions and greatness. We are called for service, and she says the source of greatness is service to people. And she showed an example of that by being a servant of the poor and the destitute and the underdogs. And she made a great leader without a position, without a portfolio. She never held a national election for being a president or anything. But God called her into service. And we are called to serve, me included. And so it is humbling as I take this opportunity to thank you for entrusting me with that work of a patron. And indeed, a patron is like a parent, like a mentor of either individuals or organizations. And I pray that God will grant me his goodness and the grace to be able to play that role of a patron of this great organization. Giving me this position is obviously a show of the high level of confidence you have in me and the entire institution of the church, not only the Presbyterian Church, but all on behalf of the religious sector of our society. I acknowledge that we are in a pluralistic organization. We are not all Christians. We are Muslims. We have people from other religions. As part of my education, I had to be subjected to know all the major religions of this world, because we have to coexist and live together and serve humanity together with a lot of respect. So I thank God that you have endowed me this position to serve and the role of a religion in the society. Guest of honor, who is in absentia. It's also great to say that I pray that God will help me to meet the expectations after this installation today. For myself, I'm determined to do the best with my ability, or in my ability, to keep PCAK within its success trajectory. It's not common that a church is making linkages with a body of professionals, especially criminologists, to fight crime. I want to disabuse the notion that churches could just sit down and take up their role of praying so that God can set in. Indeed, the role of the church and the religion at large in fighting crime is almost equivalent in proportion, if not more, to that of the national security agencies. The only difference is the approach and probably the equipment of operation, because those that are in the police force, they have the gun, plus those other things. I carry a gun that has more bullet than any other gun. And I'm sure that we have people who have the holy books, the Quran and others, and all those holy books. They are books that help to prevent crime. If people would religiously follow them, there would be no crime here on earth. And so I have that weapon, which now, with the weapons that you use, we must continue declaring that crime must fall. The string theory of crime, developed by Robert K. Menton, argued that a society may be set up in a way that encourages too much deviance. His ideology looks at the relationship between the goals set within the society and the means to achieve those goals. That crime is not seen in terms of the goals because goals are universal. Instead, crime is seen in the means used. A good example is, if one is said to have a piece of land, some will work hard to get it, and the others who cannot afford to buy will steal money or grab that land because the society demand that one is useless unless he has a piece of land. Unfortunately, men and the women lead into crime because they want to prove their worth. And also, I also say that our education philosophy, especially in Kenya, having coming from the background of education that was started by religious organizations, churches and others, that really advocated education for service. After 1968, the Act of Parliament, which took over the schools from missionaries, since then there was a shift of philosophy, and everybody is now trained to get education to acquire. And I'm sure most of us, you were told when you were young, either by your parents or teachers or others, you must get education to live well, to buy big cars, to own big houses. Rarely were you told you are getting education to serve. I happened to study in South Korea, and there, even their small children who always tell you they are acquiring education to serve. And they believe Korea is the second Israel, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed through Korea. And so even the youth in the university where I was, they always tell you I want to become a doctor and treat thousands of people. Others will tell you they want to become engineers to build so many roads and buildings and other things. Rarely do they tell you they want to become engineers to become rich. But here in Kenya, it is education or mercy. For this reason, we are entering into partnership with the PACK to use our TV, that is CAC TV, as a platform for enlightening the society on crime prevention. We shall do this free of charge, as the PCAK chairman will serve in our media board to give the prominence of this serious engagement. Just to state that the PCAK chairman also play a vital role in the establishment of the church as a security consultant for us here in the head office, and also senior ranking security board member at PCA St. Andrews, which is one of the very vulnerable congregations in this city as far as the terrorism is concerned. Sir, and all members, the Presbyterian University has a strong undergraduate criminology program, where I'm also a reader in the BOT, and it is expected that the PCAK experts will share the criminology skills with these learners from time to time. As the head of the Presbyterian Secretariat, it is my hope that our staff will benefit from this expertise, as include our ministers and also our CEOs of our many institutions that include educational, health, and other educational institutions, so that at the end of the day, they'll get adequate skills in security matters. They will go down to families, because when our daily sermons, when we incorporate matters of security, we will eventually be alert like the people of Israel, where even the youngest know about self-security. It will eventually be a cultural value to uphold. Our partnership in this training is just the beginning of the bigger things to come. I don't know why we will not make it. We must make it, and the crime must fall. In the name of God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you so much.
Amen to that.
Being a diplomat of and cannot work in vacuum, he believed that he can only work with the government agencies and he has to follow the right procedures. Let's see what he did next.
I know not only the DCI, being the members of this honorable body, they are the happiest, I can for sure tell you. We never and anybody to accommodate us. Even in our defense, we are the softest to be kicked left, right, and center. You can see Ngobi somewhere there and joking, is my friend knows. And wherever we are fighting, you know how to end there. The police are the softest target. But since you'll be our brothers and sisters, and we are going to put you in the front line by virtue of professionalism and all that, we are really going to see what we undergo. When we become that soft target to everybody there, we are no defense. And since, by virtue of our discipline, we can agitate, or as it's called in mutiny. You can't dissent in the police service, you can't. But at least now, we shall counting ourselves to one body that will take care of us for the first time. Mine is to say, I'm arrived with the fact that I'm inviting this day to officially open the training of criminologists for the leadership and the members being inducted in corporate governance. But before that, allow me to briefly take you through some element of criminology and the value of integrity if we have to stand as professionals. Sorry. Needless to say, criminology is an interdisciplinary field which draws primarily upon the research of sociologists, psychologists, philosophers, religion, psychiatrists, biologists, chemists, social anthropologists, computer scientists, as well as lawyers. See the think tank of who we are. And if united, the value we can hand to our country. This, especially the computer science, has made the directorate able to process investigations within the shortest time possible, including that of very sophisticated cases of ballistics, and like before, when files and other cases used to pend for ages. You used to hear some cases that used to last, as some are their age here, 10, 15, 20 years. But today I can say this, like of late, what even you read in the media is true. Today we can revive a case which was committed and the criminal thought they had made it through 20 years, and more are coming today. Actually, when I assume the responsibility, there is something I promise. And I say, to be a crime a mystery? What is a mystery? A crime was committed by somebody. If it's not, some by mysterious, I don't know, terrestrial criminals who actually disappeared from this world. But if it's somebody who exists in this world and committed a crime, I don't think you are that smart to cross and each and every step in a scene, and you are all my colleagues in that. There is always aspect left. Today, we have taken our magnifying lenses, that's where we have gone through forensic science to ensure that if you committed a certain crime, like even some here that they were taken to court over 20 years, 15 years ago, when it was total planning, a conscious, planned way to root our sweat. And simply because they know they succeeded, they thought it is God. They constructed their empires with their own sweat, their own people. Now we clap for them. They are the ones we call the heroes, who we find ourselves now, we are the rest fortunate in the eyes of God, when we know very well. When we are the 10 sacks of maize as Kenyans, they stole 9 sacks of our maize. Then they go and they create shortage and say there is no maize. We have been left with only 1 sack. Then, even the retro that they have left with us, they go and bring maize from outside. They tell us at the cost of 10 times. We, the very poor, they have stolen from. They sell the very 9 sacks they stole from us. What heartless people, even if you are beneficiary, without really thinking about fellow Kenyan. That holy mama there. Yes, you might be called a hero, driving the top of the rich vehicles and all that. But that mama there, clapping for you, calling you Moshinu and all the platitude, he cries to God.
In his quest to combat crime in the society, Reverend Peter Kanye Kariuki believed that this war cannot be won by particular individuals. That's why he believed that women, men, youth, and everyone was supposed to be involved in this war. He went further to ensure that he engages different government agencies that are concerned on matters gender towards seeing that crime becomes something of the past in the society.
Transformative change in the society and raising traditional cultural beliefs and the practices through engagement of multiple stakeholders, including men and boys, the youth, the faith-based organization, cultural and religious leaders, as well as media. My ministry, through the Anti-FGM Board, is already engaged in implementing presidential directive of end FGM by the year 2022. It's a tall challenge, but it's something that we are committed. If we can stop shaking hands within 3 months, we no longer shake hands. Why can't we also stop a cultural practices that are harmful even within the pandemic period? Further, we have rolled out an awareness program on public awareness and campaign against GBV. And I will say, as it has been said here, let's raise up our voices. But even as we raise up our voices, let's identify the specific action. 2, accountability and enforcement of registration and the policies is critical. We need speedy prosecution of perpetrators. It is a criminal offense that must be punished. Working with the relevant stakeholders in criminal justice, who are also represented here today, the capacity of duty bearers must be enhanced for implementation of the relevant policies and registration with the clear target. Services must be made available and accessible to all sexual and gender-based survivors to ensure support, protection, and the justice to end impunity and to prevent violence reoccurring. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the founder members of the Professional Criminology Association of Kenya and all the participants for informative study. The report reflects your professionalism, where your contribution in crime prevention, detection, and investigation, as well as law enforcement, serves your community and the country as well. More importantly, the study we are launching today will also contribute to the theory and the body of knowledge that will help stakeholders respond to more effectively with evidence on fighting sexual and gender-based violence. I imagine this report is not just going to be shared by even students who are doing further research, so it becomes a rich resource that can be used by researchers, can also be used by practitioners, and can be used by all those who are students of gender and development studies.
A quick look to some of the comments that are coming from our viewers. We have someone called Jomo Wayaki, all the way from Sigona. He says, may he rest in eternal peace. He has fought a good fight. He has finished the race. Many thanks, Jomo Wayaki. And then Hiram Mbae, he says, I remember him as a very concerned father. He would a lot of times inquire about the ongoing of CAC TV anytime a problem occurred. May his soul rest in peace. That is Hiram Mbae. Thank you very much. And then another person here, he says, I'm Eric Mayega, watching from Uranga, Kandara Sub-County. Rest in peace, man of God. You did your best. It was time to rest. Many thanks, Eric Mayega. We have Kaguren Deritu. Kaguren Deritu says, she mourns Reverend Kanya as a mentor and a spiritual father since the 1980s. Rest in peace, Reverend. Thank you, Kaguren Derito. We have Jen Gugi praying that the Lord will continue to watch over his family and give them comfort. You have fought the battle and finished the race. Fare thee well, Reverend Kanya. Many thanks, Jen Gugi. And then we have someone here talks of Reverend was a true friend to the people living with the disability ministry. He says, rest in peace. And then another comment here, a great and fearless general has fallen, leaving a legacy of admirations of good work of God to Kutendereza. We take a quick commercial break. As we come back, we shall still be looking into the achievements of a man of God who went further towards saying that he makes different approaches towards combating crime in the society. He knew one thing, that you cannot force things to happen in any manner. And that's why he came up with strategies that suited humanity. Keep it on CAC TV, as Crime Must Fall Short takes another approach, having a special edition in remembering the fallen patron, Reverend Peter Kariuki Kania.
Rest in peace, man of God, Reverend Peter. Hakika umekuwa mtumishi mwema wa jeshi la Bwana, na hakika umepigana vita vyema vya imani na umepata kuvishinda. Mungu ailaze roho yako mahali pema peponi. My name is Martin Mweti, an elder in Oloitoktok Parish. Mungu alaze roho yake mtumishi wa Mungu mahali pema.
My name is Elijah Garuya from Mombasa, PCA St. Margaret Parish. It's a sad day for us for losing our Secretary General, Reverend Peter Kania. We loved you so much. You are a man of integrity. You are a man that feared God. And we are going to follow into your footsteps to love the Lord and to pursue His cause. May your family be comforted, and may the entire family of PCA be comforted.
Live every day. You've got to live single.
There's no specific time where we say, okay, this is the only time you can get married. After this time, no.
If a child fails an exam, the key thing is that the child wrote the exam.
Why don't you just have a child outside wedlock? Why don't you just be a second or third wife?
My life is not necessarily dependent on a man.
Movement is in progress, but progress requires movement.
There's got to be more to life than just marriage.
If I have a job, I'm in my own house. I've not settled down.
So when you make certain turns in success, you've got to slow down.
There's so much more to live and to do with being single.
Living the Life every Saturday at 2 p.m. on KAK TV.
Welcome back, and many thanks for tuning in to Crime Must Fall Show on KAK TV. And tonight we are doing a special edition to the fallen hero. He was the patron, and is still the patron of Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya. And we take this time to look into the journey that Reverend Kariuki Kania has walked with the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya, the vision that he had to this country, especially in combating crime. And here we are still getting your comments. We have someone from PCA Tabuga Parish, Lanet. This person says that may his soul rest in peace. We will miss him dearly as Nakuru East Presbytery. Rest in peace. Reverend, condolences book. He says condolences book to be sent there, and PCA fraternity. Masimbui says tuned in from Joska. A hero, prayer warrior, Reverend was. Rest in eternal peace. Many thanks, Masimbui. Then Mary Hinga. Mary Hinga says he was a man of integrity, God-fearing, and a prayerful servant of God. Rest in peace, man of God. May the Lord forever watch over his family. Elder Mary Hinga, Kihumo Parish, many thanks. And also we have Joseph Githinji, a man with a different spirit, truly called and a spiritual legend of his generation. Rest in peace, servant of God. And something here to look at is a unique approach that Reverend Peter Kanya had. He realized one thing, that there was rise in crime rate, especially amongst the youth. As a man of God, he never took the path of condemning, but he believed that diplomacy, because as we said earlier, he was a diplomat of unmatched skill. His approach was a different one, and his shoe has remained to be too big for anyone to even think of wearing it. He took a step of approaching people in the bars, in all those people whom every other person could not attempt to. And he knew how to work with government agencies, in that he knew this department cannot work without another department. And that's why in the process of nurturing and bringing up the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya as a patron, he went further and he ensured that he involved each and all individuals who are concerned in this journey. Let's look at the next step that he took towards seeing that he moves this path to another level.
We greatly acknowledge the critical mandate your current position in sexual gender-based violence, response and prevention has had a fair share of success and challenges, out of which important lessons have been learned to and help us refine our service delivery. You agree with me that not a single agency can comprehensively respond to the SGBV alone. There are many actors, including health, judiciary, correctional services, with many disjointed, diverse pathways. In light of this, the National Police Service is currently in the process of developing a multi-sectoral one-stop center as an initiative to respond to SGBV. Specifically, the center is christened Polycare, Police Cares. That is what it means. Coined from the two words of Police Care was proposed in August 2019 and seeks to initiate a national police service integrated response model to complement the current legal framework and policies. It shall be a one-stop center where victims will receive medical, psychosocial, legal, and forensic support with a trauma-based informed approach and investigation. Both children and adults, as well as persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities, will be served there. We have started a pilot project in the Old Nairobi area. We are refurbishing the houses which were there, and soon, maybe by August, we will be able to kick off. Since November 2019, my office has been mapping and consulting with various stakeholders, and I thank PSAC for remaining steadfast in its support for the initiative. The technical working group is currently working on the Polycare policy and strategy. It will be shared with all of you in due course as part of the public participation at the stakeholders. With the onset of COVID-19, there is an escalation of SGBV across the country. Polycare could not have come at a better time, and my office will bank on your support, that of the PSAC and other partners who look forward to working with you. Other stakeholders and participants in this forum, with the steering committee, the Polycare agenda forward, who are looking forward to working with you. other stakeholders and participants in this forum in the steering the Poricare agenda forward. It is my sincere hope that this partnership will be strengthened with prosperity.
Reverend Peter Kariuki Kania also believed in partnerships, not only partnering with government agencies but also with non-governmental organizations. Whenever he could see a talent in an individual or a certain capability, he could always come together and embrace it and even move further to delegate. And that's why when the idea of Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya came on board, he had to embrace all those who had the passion and the zeal like the one he possessed. Let's see how he embraced other leaders and other members towards seeing that this mission of combating crime in Kenya comes fruitful.
In PSAC greetings. So when I say PSAC, I want to hear crime must fall. Crime must come down. PCAK, crime must. PCAK, thank you. The chief guest, who is also the PS Public Service and Gender, Professor Margaret Kobia, the Deputy Inspector General of Kenya Police Service, who is also Honorable Itobi Manyala, members of PCAK Executive Board present, raise your hand wherever you are. Good. The PSAC Youth Envoys, may I see your hands up? Good. PCAK National Patron, who is also the Secretary General of PCA, Reverend Peter Kania, represented by CAC TV Director, Reverend Mbaye. Distinguished guests present, members of PSAC, ladies and gentlemen. Madam RCS, allow me to convey the greetings of goodwill to you and all members present here today from our international patron, Reverend Dr. John Bailey, who is also the CEO Mission Africa, based in Northern Ireland. Madam Chief Guest, there can't be a greater day than this one when PSAC is honored to have your presence in your official capacity as CS, gracing this occasion meant to unveil the research project report that was carried out within Nairobi County. We feel blessed and we gladly welcome you, Madam CS. A warm round of applause for our chief guest. The only reason PSAC was founded is to oversee the registration, licensing, training, and professional practice within the unimaginably wide field of criminology practice. It is common knowledge that where practice is not within approved standards, safety of the members of the society is not guaranteed, and that is indeed why our motto, crime must fall, is an impeccable pursuit. There is no room for entertaining crime in PSAC setup. Members are subjected to a vetting process before registration, and this includes the letter of police clearance. Madam CS, we have both full individual membership for those who have qualifications in various subfields, the associate membership for those assisting in fighting crime but not trained in the criminology subfields. We also have corporate membership category. Being mindful of the youth, PSAC has a wing that nurtures the upcoming criminologists who are mostly the continuing college and university students of criminology, as well as those who graduated recently. So far, we are carrying out a mentorship program with the 50 of them in the first phase of this program. The goal of this mentoring is to assist them overcome life and career challenges, as well as exposing them to greater skills and experiences in the field of criminology. We are using the voluntary services of our older members, like our legal counsel here, Madam CS. We also have our corporate social responsibility trust, through which PSAC is able to provide charitable services to the less fortunate in the society. During the lockdown, PSAC was able to gather 50 tons of dry foodstuffs that was given to around 10,000 families within Nairobi County. PISAC is overly grateful to the Deputy Inspector General of Police, KPS, Mr. Edward Bugwa, for providing a truck for over a week that assisted in distributing these food hampers from the central godown in Waraka. The Red Cross Society of Kenya, of which some of the officials are PISAC members, also assisted greatly in this distribution exercise. Madam Chief Guest, PISAC also honored the outstanding Police Constable Caroline McKenna, who made masks for the community of Marakwet free of charge using her hired sewing machine, for which reason we empowered her with the 2 electric machines, and she is now more effective and efficient in the production of face masks in her services to humanity endeavors. Madam Chief Guest, PISAC continues to carry out a remarkable number of activities, and in partnership with the PCA Church, we are able to access CAC TV services to air our programs on criminology, security, and crime management. For 3 different days, including this week, PISAC has participated in the Crime Must Fall live shows deliberating on sexual and gender-based violence challenges. Also accorded an opportunity by the CAS TV media on Monday this week. We are the first woman lawyer who is only 24 years old and the most learned woman from the minority Ogiaki community of Rift Valley, Advocate Caroline Tegeret. Did she manage? There she is. She was featured as having overcome the brutality of gender-based discrimination that propagates FGM and early marriages for girl child over and above the education. We have also remained a steadfast stakeholder to the Polycare initiative by the National Police Service, and our DIG will be highlighting.
A calm man, though full of wisdom. He had a very common saying whenever he could interact with people, especially men. He used to say that the boy child is a seed carrier. He didn't use this word maybe to demean the other gender, but this was to instill discipline in the boy child, to ensure that the boy child takes the highest position in the society of doing what is right. With the rising cases of pregnancy, sexual defilement, and all those cases that are happening currently, had Reverend Peter Kariuki Kania been alive, he could have sorted it, though he left a mark by ensuring that he inspires the boy child to do the right thing. He was a man who believed in practicality, actions, and words, which even the Bible, which he actually believed in it, each and every word, which says that faith without action is dead. That is why on this matter of fighting crime, he knew and appreciated one fact, that poverty is the mother of crime, most crime activities. And that is why there are so many associations that he had to move in strongly to be a mentor, to be an inspirator, to be a person who offers direction. And some of the examples, we have the Lower Chogoria Elites Foundation. This is a foundation that brings together professionals around Meru County, and he went further also to see that under the LOSEF, the Lower Chogoria Elites Foundation, he became a man who instilled the discipline of saving money. He was a man of all trades, a jack of all trades, ensuring that he brings an order, he brings an idea, seeing that he does not only speak, but he also acts. And that's why when you look at some of the comments here, we see an individual talking of, indeed, God has taken from us a great servant, rest in peace. We have Kimuyu Ben. Kimuyu Ben says, hi, from Bethel Kitengela Parish branch, rest in peace our SecGen after opening our church Bethel Oturoto, rest in peace. Kwendeka from Kerugoya, Reverend Peter Kanye was a father and a mentor to many. May his soul rest in peace. Lydia Mushemi, rest in peace, great man of God. May God help us to emulate his footsteps. Many thanks, Lydia. And then we have another person here saying, you are and will remain in our hearts, Dad. As you shine with the angels, we will miss you your ever encouraging words. Rest in peace. And then we have someone saying, on behalf of my own behalf and PCA Kamushege Parish, in Kiamadhare Presbytery do send our heartfelt condolence to our brother Reverend Kanya family during this difficult moment. May the grace of God be upon you. Rest in peace until we meet again. That is Elder Gashema. And then we have someone here by the name Prince Okilipa Xavier. He says the passing on of our local patron, Reverend Peter Kanya, has left a big gap in our renewed effort in education, spiritual nourishment, moral and social impact. Being the then Youth Envoy Chair, I met the late Reverend Kanya on 25th January 2020 at PCA headquarters South Sea, the day he was also installed as the PCAK local patron. In the shortest time I interacted with him, I learned a lot, ranging from his humble nature, wise counsel for the young people, dedication to service both for the church and humanity, and the zeal to see a crime-free society. His passion to see a more vibrant and changed society was and will remain to be an inspiration to many who walked and follow his footsteps. On my own behalf and that of my family, that is Prince Xavier Kilipa, I wish to extend my sincere condolences to his family, the Presbyterian Church of East Africa Fraternity, and the PCAK larger community, and Kenya at large, for the great loss of such a unique personality and upright servant. May the Almighty God rest in his soul in eternal peace. Many thanks, Okilipa. We have Gashemi Lucy says, rest in peace, servant of God, you have fought and finished the race. Vero comes, he says, he was a great servant of God, may his soul rest in peace. We have Daniel Wanji here. Reverend Peter Kanya was a great man of God. He was so inspirational, and you really miss him. Great all the members present from PCA Tabuka Lanet, I think he was saying greet them. Their greetings have gone. Simon Karige from PCA Kibome Church, Kitale East Parish, great ambassadors of God in the universe, will be dearly missed. Lala Salama, Reverend. We have Elder Joseph Githwa from PCA Ngewa. He says, we have lost a dedicated servant. May his soul rest in peace. Reverend Peter Kanya, rest in peace. That is Sarah Waidhanchi from Kasuku Parish. We have also Elder Dixon Dungu from Murera Parish. Rest in peace, great servant. We have lost a 5-star general, a great soldier of Christ, a great man of God. He was a father to many, a prayer warrior. He has fought the good fight. He has finished the race. He has kept the faith. May he rest in peace. That is Gidwi from Juja. We have Winfred Mushemi. May he so rest in peace. Ann Nyawira, Reverend Kanya, was a sincere, prayerful, and faithful servant of God. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Finally, we have Margaret Kinyanjui. Fare thee well, man of God. You have set the pace and impacted the lives of many. Dear viewer, that brings us actually to the end of some of the analysis that we've had tonight. We really appreciate your message of condolences. All that you have said to the family, to the church, and to the Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya. Indeed, it was and it still remains an inspiration to the current generation and the future generation, because he fed people with the word of God, and he moved further even to ensure that the laws of the land are adhered to. As we said earlier, as a diplomat of unmatched skill, a man with great wisdom, a leader who had a lot of calmness in him, he embraced people from all walks. He embraced other people from different religions, and that's why the condolences that has come from all corners, all political affiliations, from the head of state, from the opposition leader, from the deputy president, and other stakeholders in different departments in the government and the non-governmental organization. Indeed, he left a mark. Also, Professional Criminologists Association of Kenya still makes a commitment through the board that has sent the message in that they walk in the footsteps of the fallen hero who was their patron. He has fallen physically, but in spirit he remains with many who looked up to him. Also, an assurance from the director, CAC TV, is that Crime Must Fall show and all other initiatives that the fallen hero had set on CAC TV to ensure that crime and all other related activities are combated. I appreciate your viewership and all that you have sent in tonight for this show. For me, Cornelius Omuse, on behalf of all who made this production a success, fellow presenters, the production team, the technical team, the content manager, and the director and the management of CAC TV, I say thank you and have a good night as I leave you with the different bites of the people that he mentored, the people that he brought up and that he touched. Till next Tuesday, at such a time, such a place, as we continue with the good works of Reverend Peter Kanya on Professional Criminologists Association, that is Crime Must Fall show. See you then. Many thanks and God keep you. For myself also, rest in eternal peace. Reverend Peter Kanya.
News of the demise of Reverend Peter Kanya Kariuki, the Secretary General of the PCA, was announced on Sunday by the moderator of the 22nd General Assembly, Reverend Dr. Julius Gwantai Mwamba.
You know very well that we've been praying for our brother, the Secretary General, President Church of East Africa, Reverend Peter Kanya, who has been hospitalized. And now I want to just read this press statement, which is coming to all of us as a surprise, but the Lord our God is together with us and is going to guide us. We, the President Church of East Africa, wish to inform all our members and the public of the sudden death of our Secretary General, Reverend Peter Kanya Kariuki, who was undergoing treatment for COVID-19 related complications at the Nairobi Hospital.
On social media, many have come out to express sadness and recall the special moments shared with Reverend Kanya. It is indeed a heavy and sad moment for his family, the PCA fraternity, colleagues, and those he worked with in mentorship.
I met Reverend Kanya in 1997, and I met him. In fact, I didn't meet him, he met me. The Secretary General touched me in so many areas. One, Reverend Kanya taught me about prayer, because he himself was a prayer warrior, and he taught me to pray. Reverend Kanya taught me hard work, and we did a lot with him, and I learned how to be a hard work in my ministry. But not only that,